because I noticed with the YouTube world, when you go early, you pop up in the algorithm, things of that nature. So first and foremost, salute to everybody. Second, good morning. And third, may you be covered by the Most High. We are in a terrible, terrible time right now. You know, Biden right now is in Europe at a summit. Putin and Xpeng has made partnerships. And what I know is about America history is that Russia, whenever a United States president was either into with China, they will be allies with Russia. And if they was into with Russia, they would be allies with China. They would never be into with the two countries at one time. I noticed that they would never get into it with the countries at one time. This is the first president that decided to. Good morning, Catherine. This is the first president that decided to upset Russia and China at the same time, and knowing that Iran already does not like America, you know. So I posted a video, a little clip yesterday. China is trying to take over the world, not just um, Taiwan, the world. They even trying to take over Australia, southern part of Australia. And a lot of my subscribers are from Australia, and they was telling me that China, that their politicians have sold them out for China. And I want to tell them that you're not alone. A lot of the politicians across the world have sold their citizens out to China. And let's not forget that everything that we're going through, all these things that transpire, it all started with China. And seemed like nobody want to acknowledge that. No world leader want to acknowledge that most of these things started from China. And like I always say, China hashtag cut the check, because it all started from China. You know, it is. It is. It's going back to where you pretty much gonna have to be able to survive. You're gonna have to know how to grow. Gonna have to know how to do certain things to survive. Things that our elders and our grandfathers and grandmothers they did. And even with the power grid, we lose power. Hopefully you guys got some type of fan to put in your window on a reversal to suck hot air out your house, and hopefully that you guys by now have some portable heaters that run off propane or something like that, because the world is going backwards. It's definitely going backwards, and is exactly. I can't say that. That man he didn't got off the radar. All them things that he done. Seem like everybody from 2020 has left the radar, guys. Everybody who was a part of this chaos situation seem like they have left the radar. They have left the radar, and and they use this distractions and divert distractions to do it. Distractions and division. You got Roe versus Wade. You had George Floyd that turned the country upside down. That George Floyd situation was the reason why Donald Trump not the president right now. You got you if you even look at the Roe versus Wade right now, if you look at the media, they trying to make it a black brown problem about abortions. They saying that those will be the most that's affected by abortions. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. But they're combining the percentages. That's not true. It's about all women. It ain't about a certain specific color of women. So what they do is they utilize black folks, and they try to make it like Republicans are so hard on black folks, and they try to rile up the black folks to make the black folks get out and vote Democrat. And that game is over. That game is played out. That game is so old to the point where if you don't know that by now and don't see that by now, something wrong with you. If you're a black person and you don't see the play that they do, something wrong with you. It's the same playbook every time election year comes. Same time. Exactly. It's not when it come down to that type of stuff. It's not about race, but they make everything about race, because if they can utilize race, they can divide people, and if they can utilize the monetary system to keep us divided, that's what they're gonna do, and that's what they do. So we a lot of people waking up to it, and a lot of people's waking up to it. A lot of people was waking up to it. It was a lot of women that was waking up to the BS that's going on. So that's when they came with the Roe versus Wade. That's to create another another distraction for what's really going on. You know, what's really. Meanwhile, you got Roe versus Wade. Exactly, exactly. Meanwhile, you got Roe versus Wade, but they got a whole nother summit over there in Europe. You know, good morning, Priscilla. It's a whole nother sudden, a whole nother meeting over there in Europe. And these are the things these people do. I mean, they're so calculated. You know, like I post a World Formula video where a man said they want to reduce the population by 50%. You know, and you know, I had people in the comment section saying, "Oh, he didn't say that. He didn't say that." If you watch the video, it's exactly what he said out of his own mouth. You know, I mean, the video he clearly say they wanted to reduce the population by 50% in 2019. He clearly said that on his own mouth. You know, the World Economic Formula. You know, and Bill Gates' father was on the board of Planned Parenthood, and Bill Gates was invested in the jab. Bill Gates, you know, I mean, he owned a good percentage of the foam land. I find it very odd that that man's name is in everything. Find it very odd that exactly, Faye. The crypto is to make you go digital, and a lot of people don't realize that. I had people challenge me on that when I made a video saying crypto is to make you go digital, and people was like, it can't be traced. It can't be traced. How it can't be traced when you make your initial deposit? You got to have a bank account. Make it make sense. You know, so it's just one of those things that when I see it, we are in Armageddon right now. We are in Armageddon right now. The whole world is in Armageddon. You know, and I'm starting to think that, you know, you guys not respect everybody the biblical lane, but when they say it will be peace before a storm, maybe 2020 was the peace when they lock everything down. Maybe that was the peaceful time, because when we came back from 2020, it was a storm, and we still having a storm right now. But I can't believe that one man can make decisions that can affect so many, you know, so many. And our president is a elder seat, a elder man turning seat now. His memory comes and goes, and he shouldn't have never been a president because physically he's not capable of doing the job. You know, he's not mentally capable of doing the job. You know, and his family members, they should know that. You know when when your grandpa, or your father or your mother is not stable enough to do what they used to can do, and he shouldn't have been the president because the previous 40 years he didn't do he didn't do nothing. You know, point blank period. You know, and it's just crazy. You know, it's just crazy how the hurdles I had to hop through, you know, to get certain information out. I mean, at one point in time, the whole entire world was protesting. There's still people protesting right now, but it's smothered. You know, you got people in Sri Lanka who protesting right now for food. They don't have no food over there. You got people in India protesting right now. You know, London, pretty much their trains, the people who drive the trains, they going on strike. In America, you got the pilots, they going on strike. Pretty much, they're striking. You know, the world is pretty much, you know, is very crazy right now. You know, you got massive shootings every week. You know, you got the Supreme Court making decisions. Every time they make a decision is on a Friday. You know, and they know that that Friday night, most people, 70% of the country, you know, is not going to be at work, and they know that that Saturday, 80% of the country not going to be at work. So they make decisions when they know that they can go home, and they know that everybody else is going to be out, and they protected. You know, judges and all that are protected. They're protected when they make those. They're protected when they go home, and they make the decisions. And they have some people who still sleep, who go out there and protest and do certain things. They go out there to protest the correct way, but then you got paid actors who join the group, who become vandalism and do certain things. You know, every protest, there are some people who are paid to attend. Not all. Keep in mind, not every. Some people out there protesting for their cause, but there's some people in them protesters that are paid to cause chaos because the media have to have a story. You see, the media have to have a story. you know. And and it's just crazy because I went live yesterday. I accidentally deleted that live. I have everything covered, but how? Okay, it's yeah, yeah. But peace and love though. Um, I'm with you on that. But but everybody don't follow that lane. So, in their lane, I'm quite sure it all reflects back to the four horsemen, pretty much. The four horsemen. You know, and it's really, really, really crazy when you just look at it. The water is drying up. The drinking water, quote unquote, is drying up. And I'm gonna tell you how I feel. I feel like this, right? I feel like the Bible been tampered with by man. Man tampered with the Bible. Because Constantine, they decided what was gonna go in the Bible and what was not gonna go in the Bible. So I feel like the Bible been tampered with by man, and I feel like man is trying to absolutely make the Bible come true with the destruction that they're doing. I think because we have 80% of water, how is we about to have a water shortage? If the earth is 80% of water, how is we about to have a water shortage? These I mean, I mean, it just don't make any sense, guys. How are we about to have water shortages when the earth is 80% of water? So 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 when you look at it from that standpoint, when you look at it from that standpoint, I'm just tripped out about where we going at because somebody, they say the devil come from heaven, so I'm quite sure the devil know the Bible also. You know, the devil know the Bible also better than you and I. You know, and the devil know all books. The devil know all books better than you and I. That's why I always say treat people how you want to be treated. And you want to be treated good, so you treat another person good. So these people are absolutely um demonic. That's the perfect word for them. Demonic. And yesterday, like I said, for example, the indoctrination start with the kids, start with the babies. They indoctrinate you, and when you get older to realize to break that cycle, your kid already in the school system and going through the same indoctrination that you've been going through. And if you don't put your kid through that same indoctrination, they will want to arrest you for not putting your kid in there. You have to be well off and well established to not put your kid in the indoctrination system. Salute, Faye. And this is the way the world is. I said yesterday, but the live got deleted for those who didn't watch it. They always come after the kids, you know. And I'm not gonna say the word because someone said last night that word is a trigger, but I'm gonna make it make sense where you catch it. Dracula. Dracula always wanted a virgin. Most virgins are teens. Most virgins are teens. So you got an adult, a full blown adult wanting a teen. Okay. Then you got Jason. Jason always was in the woods hunting down teens having sex. A full grown man hunting down teens. Then you got Freddy Krueger, a full grown man, right? In children dreams. In children dreams, right? Then you got people out there who eat baby placenta. They eat the placenta from that women carry when they have a baby. They eat the placenta because they think that it's gonna keep them young and keep them young and alive. So you got a lot of crazy things going on in the world. And one of the actresses, they said that they eat that on Ellen DeGeneres. I forgot her name. I posted a video a while back, but I had to take it down because I had got a hit with copyright on it. So I took it down. You know. So when you see this, and that's what the blood. That's her name, Sandra Bullock, and that's where the blood come from. That they want to stay young. All those things that they put everything in the movies, and when you look at these things, I mean, it's just really, really crazy. It's really, really crazy, absolutely crazy. And you got these older people who making decisions to try to be here forever. They're literally trying to get their souls into a computer chip. Or they're trying to see how they can transfer their souls into another person's body. The movie Get Out showed you that. Where they put you in a sunken place and they take your conscience. The movie Get Out, that was a good movie to show you what people rich do. And it was rich folks bitten on a young man and taking people body with their conscience, put them in the sunken place. You see, so this world is really crazy. And then you got China over there, which is a country that been in existence for Lord knows how long. One of the countries that name never changed. China is the only country that name never changed. Everybody else country name changed over the course of time. It's not the origin's name. It's not the original name. China been here. China been here since the biblical days, but they're not really mentioned back in the ancient days, but they've been here. They've been here. And at the end of the day, China is trying to strong arm the world. They're trying to strong arm the world. Literally. And you guys seen where I post a video about True Dad over in Canada, where he said that women, no one should tell a woman what to do with their bodies. And first and foremost, I agree with that statement. But at the same time, just a year ago, 2 years ago, you mandated the jab, telling people all people what to put in their bodies. That's a hypocritical statement. See, a lot of people say things that's not true or factual, what they don't mean. And that was one of them. And he showed, they want you to have amnesia when they come down to they're making mistakes or having faults. But they want to hold you accountable if you prepare for them to have a mistake, or you making sure you're paying attention. I haven't got that far. That right there, I'm gonna look into that, Faye. I'm gonna look into that. But that's why I always say, have your own lane. That's like Jesus. See how you said the terminology of Jesus. That's Jesus. The letter J wasn't even in existence back then. If you're talking biblical, it wasn't even in existence. Jesus that's actually a Spanish name that actually come from the rule of the world. So when you go in Manhattan, or you go into New York, or you see the guy with the world on his back, or Hercules and all that, that's where that come from. That the narrative of that the actual name Jesus was the first slave ship from Spain. So that's where the word Jesus come from. That was the slaves were saying Jesus, 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 because they was on a boat traveling from Spain named Jesus. That's why most people say Yahweh nowadays, or Yahshua. You see, so but at the end of the day, though, it's just crazy where the world has went. The world is a godless world. You can't put on yesterday. You got thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people protesting, right, over abortion rights or whatnot. I think it's a little bit more deeper than that, but they're protesting over abortion rights, right? Meanwhile, in Detroit, you got a 3-year-old baby they found in a freezer, dead. You got a 3-year-old baby in Detroit that they found in the freezer, dead. Meanwhile, in Chicago, is a 5-month-old baby that was shot in the head because someone decided they want to shoot in the car at someone. In Chicago, a 5-month-old baby shot in the head. But this ain't getting coverage because it's all these things that's going on. It's so much that's going on. They had a guy in Ohio, mental illness. His mom made a phone call for the police to come check on him or whatnot. The police, he had a knife in his hand. Police told him drop the knife. Police was in a safe enough distance of the man to just stand off and just talk to him. The police decided to shoot. Shot the man estimated 14 times, killed him. You see, but these things, they get smothered online. Those things get smothered online. You got, and I want to make sure I'm correct when I say this, the country. Over there in if I'm not mistaken, London. Yes, London. There was a former African prime minister, former African senator, something like that of that nature, right? Allegedly, allegedly made a deal to organ harvest a kid to some folks in London. Him and his wife. Google it. Google organ harvesting. These things are real. These things are real. These things are real. A Nigerian. He's a Nigerian. He was a Nigerian senator something. Made a deal to organ harvest a kid, allegedly. But it's all over. It's all over the internet, though. You know, so when you look at the things that people do, we just in a crazy place, crazy time, crazy world. You know, crazy time, crazy world. You know, well, you know, and that's because the terminology black mean you're not nothing. You know, that's why that's why I don't say black, because when you label someone, if you say black mean what it means. It means you're not a citizen. You know, it means that you're not a citizen. So they're not going, even though you pay taxes and you do that and you do this, but you identify as. So they don't show you the same proper respect. You know, that they treat you inhumane. So exactly. So you have to say the word indigenous or aborigine for you to get respect. If you're a color man in America, you have to know that you're indigenous, because the slavery story was not told correctly. It's not being taught correctly. There were already people here. The Webster Dictionary 1826. Go look up Webster Dictionary 1826, and they'll tell you what Christopher Columbus saw when he first came to America, and why he called them Indians, because he had just left India, and he seen colored people the color of a copper penny. That's the definition of that. That's the first Webster 1826 definition of American. A copper colored person. That's the definition of that. But when history has been when colorful's history has been twisted and falsely told, you don't, if you don't know, you don't know. You know. But the world is in shambles. But salute to Australia, because right now they actually battling China for something that belongs to them, that China trying to take. You know, China flying jets over there, China flying jets over Japan, China flying jets towards Taiwan, America trying to be the world police. Everybody for, I mean, this man give Ukraine $54 billion. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And this is, and the sad part about it, this is only the beginning. It's like we got 2 more years of these decisions. You know, at least the one before, you know, the one before, things got kind of crazy after the George Floyd. That's when things got crazy, you know, with the one before him. Things got crazy when Trump was in office after the George Floyd. But this guy came in office and it's just like bluntly just crazy. Just totally crazy. You know, and if people can't see, how could a leaked bill with the information already in it, how could a leaked bill cause this much chaos when it already was leaked? Salute, peace, and love. You make that make sense. How could a leaked bill cause this much chaos when it already was leaked that this what this decision was? And that's because it's an election coming, and they know that they have ruined this country, and they have to stir up something. So what they're gonna say? If you want to change that, go to the ballots November. I ain't falling for the okie doke. It's one bird, two wings. To me, they both the same. I ain't falling for the okie doke. I ain't falling for it. I ain't falling for it. Can't give our senior citizens an increase in their Social Security, but you can send $54 billion to another country. I ain't falling for it. I'm not falling for it. Put a thumbs up if you guys agree. Can't give our senior citizens, can't clean up the homeless in the country, but you can give $54 billion to another country. I ain't going for it. I ain't going for it because they both had to pass that bill. You know, both sides had to pass that bill to get them $54 billion. Both sides. I ain't going for it. You know, I ain't going for it. I'm not going for it. I don't trust them. You know, I don't, you know, that's why I don't blame the prepper community. But, you know, I went through Hurricane Katrina and we were so dependent on the government, you know, like hurricane coming through, we felt like help gonna come. We felt like this, we felt like that. So since the hurricane never hadn't come to the city in like 30 some years, we lost our self-dependence, right? A lot of the elders had passed on, and the ones who used to tell us about what happened in Hurricane Bessie, we didn't listen to them. We didn't take heed to it, right? We thought the elders didn't know what they were saying. And when Hurricane Katrina happened, we weren't prepared the way we should have been prepared, right? Yeah, we was prepared mentally because the debt total could have been a lot greater. We was prepared mentally and physically because, but we was not prepared food wise and water wise. We was not prepared, you know. And when the hurricane happened, I remember the Coast Guard. They came because we was in the area where the water was like maybe 14, 16 feet. The Coast Guard came and they looked at us, told us they'd be back, and they never came back. Never came back. And we end up day 5, day 6 with that water just sitting right there. We end up day 5, day 6 taking taking doors off the hinges, taking deep freezers, taking whatever we could, and getting in them or getting on them and pedaling in that water with gators, snakes, oil, everything that you can name. Dead animals that been settled in that water for a week, electric power lines, everything that you can name. We did all that stuff. Salute, D man. That's how it is. We did all that stuff, right? And we got to a boat with, a bridge with a high rise. Maybe the bridge was like about 40 feet in the air. And that's where it was about 4 or 5 blocks away. And that's where we got on the helicopter. And guess what? Y'all want to laugh? We thought everything was destroyed, right? They flew us in a helicopter about a mile away to a dry spot when they could have just came by and told us that spot was dry. And we would have got there. We would have got there. We'd have never sit there 5, 6 days waiting on the cold, waiting on them to return, only for them not to return. Then they put us on school buses, yellow school buses, and they told you get on this bus, get on that bus. Told your mama get on this bus. Told your daddy get on this bus. Told your girlfriend get on this bus. Told your kids get on that bus, and it took you places separately. You might have went to Atlanta. You might have went to Atlanta. Your mama might have went to California. Your daddy might have went to Ohio. Your kids might have went to Missouri. They did these things, and then you got President Obama talking about giving F-stands 450,000 for separation. Come on now. What about what the government did to the American people in 2005 with Hurricane Katrina? Called us refugees, separated us from our families, left us sit down there for a week. Come on now. But you want to give someone out the country my taxpaying dollars? And when I was in my time of need, you want to act like that didn't never happen? Like that's a history story now? Come on, man. Come on, Biden. That's why I always say what I say when I say it. That's why I always say what I say when I say it. You know, I say these things based upon my history, my life. So hell no, I don't want you giving no Afghanistan no $450,000 because they got separated. I got separated from my family in 2005. You know, families got separated. We were labeled refugees. We weren't even labeled Americans. So that's just how I see things. And that's why I say this man is see now. And if he couldn't do nothing in 40 years, why is he still the president? And but I have to, and this might sound crazy. See, Ping and Putin, much as people say negative about them on the media and this and that, those two guys, nobody mess with those two guys. Nobody mess with them. Nobody mess with those two guys. No, nobody mess with Putin, and nobody mess with Ping. Nobody. Nobody. You was at LSU? Salute. So you was a Tiger, huh? Nobody mess with Ping and nobody mess with Putin. It just doesn't happen. They talk their crap. When in reality, they don't mess with them. That's why I respect Australia, because Australia right now back is against the wall with China. And they don't have the support. America is talking about Taiwan when Australia, when China is messing with Australia. And Australia is an ally of America to some degree. I'm cool with Australia. I'm cool with the Aggies. I'm cool. I'm absolutely cool with the Aggies. So why isn't America telling China back off Australia? I told them I was gonna make. I told my Australian friends in the comment sections that I was gonna bring attention to it. Why isn't no country telling China back off Australia? Why is no country telling China back off? Back off the South. The South. Why is it even named the South China Sea when it's a part of Australia area? Why is they even calling it that? Were they claiming it? Jaffe, what's up? Salute. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I graduated the week before the storm. We shut down for a week, and then I was teaching. See that terminology. It was teaching refugees. No. Evacuees, not refugees. Refugees is someone who coming from another country to America. That terminology. That terminology is not that's incorrect. And you graduated, so you know better than that. That terminology is incorrect. Evacuees, not refugees. And and I don't blame you for saying that, because the president at that time said that. You know, Actually, your house is the safest place, because you got protection. You got protection. As long as you got protection in your house. Your house is your house. Your house is the safest place, because as you can see, as you can see, it's shootings that happen everywhere. It's shootings that happen everywhere. And I just think that some of these bonehead leaders just don't have common sense. If I got $54 billion, right, to just give away, and I know that they have school shootings, right? I know they have school shootings. Why not put metal detectors in all the schools? $54 billion will put metal detectors in every school. At least the shooter can't get in, right? And the shooter will have to shoot through the brick to actually hit something. If he's shooting from the parking lot, then the police can actually come up and, they can get the situation under control real fast. But if you don't have metal detectors for the kids, the kids are the future, right? And you want to indoctrinate them in the schools, right? So it should be a priority to put metal detectors in the school, along with just in case staffing, right? Just in case staffing. That's what it's about, right? Police really is just in case something happen, because they don't come to they're very rare on the scene when the crime happened. They are called to respond to a crime that happened, and they come and investigate, and they investigate and they make an arrest. So the school system actually need to have just in case workers with metal detectors, and all the kids and all the teachers have to go through, and only certain people permitted in the school to actually have weapons, and that's the just in case people. That 54 billion could have went towards metal detectors. You know, there are yeah. I'm curious to know what's in the basement over there in Rome. I really want to know what's in the basement. I really want to know what books they have that's in the basement. And what I think they have is I think like people like uh uh Albert Einstein and certain people. I think they have learned how to use uh more parts of their brains. I think that they how to they say the brain, you don't use your whole brain, something like that. I think those people have learned how to hit certain things in their brain, and it made them a little bit smarter. And the Vatican have books where you can use your mind and actually open up certain things and see certain things. And I think those books down there that they don't want nobody to know about. I know. Yeah, I want to know. I really want to know what's down there. Salute, GOC. GLC. I really would like to know what's in the Vatican. I really would like to know. I that's one place that I haven't took a trip yet, but I want to take a trip there because I want to take a trip there. I want to actually step foot on over there and actually see myself. I don't want no TV to show me. I want to see myself. I've been to many places, but I actually want to go there. I actually want to walk up to someone and ask them about the Book of Enoch. Somebody over there. I want to ask them the Book of Enoch because it's crazy. You can't go to Jerusalem and ask them about Jesus. They don't believe in him. You can't go to Jerusalem. They're gonna bust. They're gonna laugh at you. You go to Jerusalem and ask the so-called individuals over there. They're gonna laugh at you. They're gonna laugh at you. So I wonder how did a story from over there trickle to America and trickle across the world, but the actual area where it supposedly happened, those people laugh at you when you bring up the name. I mean, I know why. It's just that certain things, certain things on this line right here, I ain't gonna talk about. You know, the whole world, you know, discuss the name Jesus and talk about Jesus, but where he actually walked the lane, that those people laugh at you and they laugh at you and say, hey, that ain't what that is. Make it make sense. Exactly, Jaffe. Exactly. I totally understand that and get that. I totally get that. It's about it, but if it make a person feel good, and if it make a person feel good, uplift the person, then it's that's what's going that's a beautiful feeling. Anything that make a person feel good and make a person want to be righteousness, you know what I mean? Gotta salute that, because like I always say, the Most High gonna touch you when the Most High want to touch you. Can't no book, can't no person walking the earth, can't nobody tell you to change. The Most High touch you, you're gonna change. That's point blank period. You know, the Most High is gonna tell you to change. When the Most High touch you, you will change. You definitely will change. Even if you got a descent even if you got this, even if your soul, if your spirit got a descent one with the other, you will change. You will definitely change. And when you look at, like, I mean, there's so many topics to talk about, guys. There's so much stuff going on. It's just really crazy. But I'm baffled about, like I said yesterday in the live, before it got removed. Before I accidentally deleted it. And I'm gonna touch this right now because I got women in here and I got men in here. If women say, you know what, to all men, no sex before marriage, I guarantee you, everybody who's against women with abortion, all the men that's against women with abortions, they'll change their mind. If women decided that they want to go by the Most High rules and say no sex before marriage, before we must take a oath before the Most High. You must say that we as one to the Most High. I ain't talking about the paperwork, the paper. I'm talking about to the Most High. If I guarantee you, you won't have so many men saying what they're saying about women having abortions. I guarantee that. I absolutely 100% guarantee it. If women just say, you know what, You ain't touching me till we get married. I believe that giants did roam the earth. I absolutely believe that because Adam and Eve, they ate off a tree. They ate off a tree, and I know that's just a story in a book, but they ate off a tree, and I believe that giants roamed the earth. The book of Enoch speak of them. The Bible speak of them. You know, um, you know, there's one story in the Bible about giants. They just don't go into full blown details. But the book of Enoch definitely speak about giants. So I absolutely believe that giants roam the earth, and I believe, we say giants. I don't say people who can touch the sky. No, I'm talking about people 12 foot, 13 foot, things of that nature. Something that's two times our size. In other words, they changed us in the lab. Yeah, they're actually trying to make people in the lab. The crazy part about it, I was watching a story where they say that AI, artificial intelligence, they actually have a computer, an AI robot that actually say that it have emotions and feelings. That's a dangerous thing. That's a dangerous thing. Because what happens if you decide to turn that AI off? What happens if you decide that you want to turn that AI off that say they have emotions and feelings? You think that AI gonna want to die? And no telling how many more they have that they didn't made created like that. And Elon Musk already said that AI will be the destruction of mankind. You know, so I mean, and they already got. I forgot the name of the show. It's an episode. They got all the way through like 10. It's on came on HBO, I believe, where they show that they created these robots and then they thought they was real humans and they put them in a makeup world and they try to take over the world. They did it in iBot. They did. I mean, they did it in iBot. You know, so I'm just crazy that the fact that AI, something that you put together and built, say it have emotions and feelings. But that's what happens when you put together. That's what happens when you create something that's smarter than you. Like our phones and our computers, it can withhold way more information than we can withhold in our brains. That's what happens when you create something that's actually smarter than you. Eventually, it's gonna want to overthrow you. You know, that's just the way it works. You know, you don't think if a gorilla, or a baboon, or a gorilla had more knowledge than us. You don't think a gorilla would be trying to run us, take over the world? They showed you that in Planet of the Apes. You know, these are just things that just transpire. Yeah, yeah, we are in dangerous times. Well, my thing is, where do they get all these tech? Where did they get this technology from? See, and I think that the Book of Enoch explained that because I believe that the fallen angels are still here. Where did they go? They didn't leave, and the devil, if we might talk about it, the devil, he back and forth asking the Most High for permission before he do anything to in the heavens. So make it make sense. They're still here, and they're interacting with mankind and giving mankind certain technology. They're still here. I mean, and I'm still trying to figure out, guys. I see the sun and I see the moon out every day at the same time. And I ask people and they be like, that's a reflection. That's a reflection. Well, to me, it look like the damn moon. It don't look like a reflection. I mean, it look like the damn moon and I can see it clear. How's it a reflection? If how can I see both at the same time, the moon and the sun every single day now? How? That lets you know that changing on earth. That lets you know that things are really, really, truly changing. And you cannot go look at the oceans and don't believe that's not the most high. Because how did all that water get here? How did all these creations get here? How can a seed develop to be a tree? How can you go from being an emblem to develop and be who you are? Salute, Ruby. The fake moon. Well, they said, China supposedly building a fake sun. A fake sun. That's what I'm saying. Like the greatest scientist of all is the Most High, and none of the scientists want to give the Most High credit because their job is to disprove him. All science do is try to make sense of what the unknown is. So their job is to discredit the Most High. So how could a scientist, a mimic of the Most High, try to discredit the Most High when he's the greatest scientist of all? Catherine, definitely. The more you know, the more you get into it. Sometimes I wake up and I'll be like, I wish I was still, I wish I was still asleep to this stuff, because when you wake up and you see it, it's a point of no return. Mentally, it's a part of no return. Everything that come across you, you recognize it is to be what it is. That's like Roe versus Wade. You know, a few hours after that, the Supreme Court made that decision. Microsoft, Facebook, Netflix, they said that they're going to give their employees travel benefits to go to a state that permits where they can have an abortion. Right now, that means that these women have to go to the doctor, right? Which is HIPAA, their privacy. They have to take that paperwork to their jobs, right? And then they have to apply for those benefits. So they're putting all these people medical in a medical business privacy just for benefits to be able to travel to go over here or over there to have an abortion. And Bill Gates, Microsoft, was the first company to come out and say that they're gonna do travel expenses. Now, why? Why? Businesses are in for profit. Businesses are not non-profit organizations. Microsoft is a for-profit business. Facebook is for profit. Netflix is for profit. Why would you decide to just give away tens of thousands of dollars to someone? You know why? That's so you can get their information that's what they're going at. That's what they're going to do. You're paying for it, and you can get the documentation when they come back, because they got to submit you paperwork when they come back, and that's for research purposes. That's for research purposes. Everything is about research. Research. Everything is them researchers and us. That's why you could be on your phone and you could be like, "Oh, I want some ice cream," and then next thing you know, if you're on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, you're gonna get an ice cream ad come up and pop up, or it's gonna pop up in your Google. Or if you search that you want to buy a pair of tennis shoes, then every time you go online, you have a small tennis shoe ad from J.C. Penney or somewhere in the slot. Exactly, Ruby. Exactly, Gary. Exactly, Karen. Catherine. These are the things that's going on. So it's basically you are volunteering your medical information to your job because you guys got it. You guys got it. You're actually volunteering your medical information. Volunteering. And if when we get off here, you guys check it out. I got 40-some thousand subscribers, right? I got the thing where I'm gonna do $50 free giveaway when I hit 50,000 subscribers. I'm trying to break the shackles off my legs and off my wrists to get my subscribers up rather than losing them every day. So I got this giveaway where I'm gonna give away $50 once I hit 50,000 subscribers. When I hit 100,000, I'm gonna give away $100. Every milestone, I'm gonna do a giveaway. I also got the merch at the bottom of the YouTube channel on every video. So if you guys want to support me in any shape or form, buy a coffee mug or a hat. This is the hat, right? One of the hats right here. I got shirts, you know. And also, if you have a small business, Send me your business information and I'll post it in the community feed, you know. I've been looking into it, but it's a like it's Ruby, like people like Faye, people like Ruby, and I've seen you a few times too, Faye. It's a history thing with me with YouTube. You know, I'm not gonna discuss it because you know I'm you know I got a little freedom right now, so I'm not gonna discuss it. But it's a history thing with me. You know, it's a history thing. You know, but I'm gonna give them a shout out. Salute to YouTube. You know, salute to YouTube. Salute, eh? You know, like you know, y'all share the videos. You know, y'all share the videos and things like that because it's hard for me to you know I when I put them up, you know, they're not spreading to everyone that's actually following the channel. They're not spreading. So I need you guys help to help them spread. I need you guys help to help me break the shackles off my ankles and off my hands. You know, because that's what it is. You know, when you go to talking about certain when you talk about certain things, you know, like when I like when you talk about certain things, you just you know put yourself in a box, and that box is very hard to get out of. You know, you can get out of it, you know, because you done everything the right way in the correct way, but it's gonna be so complicated for you to constantly get past that box. Even when you get past it, they're gonna another hurdle gonna come at you, another hurdle gonna come at you. Pretty much like when somebody wants you, they throw the book at you. So it's all type of reasons that will be found to actually knock you down, you know, to actually get you out of you know, I'm gonna cover A to actually get you out of the actual out of position, you know, and that's what you know, that's what they do. They try to get you out of position, and that's why I decided to go live on here, just morning. You know, I think I believe that Taiwan is a distraction. I believe that they really want Australia. You know, I believe that they really want Australia, and salute to my Australian folks because they're not gonna have it. You know, when Australia guys, Australia is the first country that stood up against mandates. Australia is the first country that stood up against mandates. Australia, they took the streets and they took the streets and it was the first country. So that's like that's why I take my head off to Australia, and that's why I say salute to them because even their own media was not covering them in the streets. Salute to Odyssey Crowder, you know, salute to Odyssey Crowder. That was the only individual who had a platform covering Australia, but he couldn't get out of Australia because he was in Australia. Very, very big in Australia, but he couldn't get his information out because he was in Australia. And I jumped on it and I paid attention to it. Then I said, you know what? I need to support these people. And the story blowed up and the channel blowed up. And me and Odyssey Crowder, we had communicated by email once or twice. So salute to him because he you know with the NSW, how they was treating the citizens and things of that nature. Australia was the first country that stood up against it stood up against what Geoffrey Norman just said. Australia was the first country that stood up against it. And then all the countries that actually stood up against those mandates, they actually became victimized of more of lockdowns due to the fact, due to the fact, you know, Switzerland, Germany, you know, Australia, Austria, pretty much everything over there that actually stood up and made some noise. Italy, they became lockdown. They were the first countries to go completely lockdown. But Australia was the country that actually stood up first to certain things. So salute to Australia. Drop a thumbs up. Drop, what, in the comment section. You guys, type in salute Australia, because they were the ones who opened our eyes up. If it wasn't up for Australia, we wouldn't have never paid attention to what was going on in the world. You know, salute Melbourne. Sydney, Melbourne, Perth. I mean, they actually stood up. They actually stood up. And that captivated my heart when I seen it. And then I seen the video. I seen a lady 72 years old, uh, in Australia, Melbourne. At that, she got punched. She got pushed down by officer. And then she got sprayed in the face with mace, and that blew me away. I was uptaken by that because you know grandparents and things of that nature. We all got them, and we all come from a woman, and I just couldn't understand why he did that. So when I seen it, then I started looking it up about how they was treating people. I just ran with the stories and started letting everyone know, hey, this was going on in Australia. This was going on in Melbourne. This was going on in Melbourne. This was going on in Sydney. This is what was going on in Victoria. This is what's going on in Pearl. I started letting the whole world know over here in America, because this is what's going on. This was going on. That they had locked down. They had disconnect Australia outside connections. They didn't want, so it was very, very hard for people to actually figure out what was going on. Australia News, Skyline Australia News, they weren't even covering the story. They was more into the entwine what was going on in America. They weren't even covering the story, and their own citizens was actually going through hell, and they weren't covering the story. And when I started covering, I became the number one Australian newscast. It was 504 Cut News, but I became number one probably in Australia with coverage. And they had they even had the sound wave things that they was bringing out, setting up those things that just things that was not needed for the citizens. It was a bunch of things going on over there. And that's why I say salute to Australia. And then after Australia, Italy, Italy popped up, and Italy they started saying, you know what, we're not backing down, you know, and you know, and it's crazy, man. And then Canada with the trucker convoy, you know, Canada with the trucker convoy, Switzerland, Germany. I mean, it was the whole world, Brussels. It was the whole world. It was the whole world. It's like it almost like the Most High say, you know what? Let my people go. Let my people go. You know, it was like the Most High said, let my people go. And it was it was like when you look at it, you could just looking at it, you just like, wow, look at the unity. Look at the unity every country have. Austria. Look at the unity. You know, look at the unity that all these countries have. So much unity. Unity is beautiful. And then the stories start getting retracted. This variant, that variant, this variant is not as bad as that. This variant not as bad as that. This variant not as bad as that. The stories start getting retracted then because of unity. I could tell you right now, Jeffrey, everybody in the chat, Jeffrey, he followed the channel, and I rock with him. But if you guys get in a debate with Jeffrey, Norman, you're not gonna win. He's a very, very articulate individual, and he's persistent when he's sharing this information. So if you get into a back and forth chess match with him, uh, you're not gonna You're not gonna win that battle. You know, you're not gonna win that battle. I can tell you right now. If you disagree with him, you might well just say, I agree to disagree with you, because he's not gonna stop. And he's a very, very loyal person to the channel. He's in the comment section daily, and he's you're not gonna win that battle with him. I can tell that right now. Me and him, we when he first came to the channel, me and him, we had some words back and forth, and I had to let him know, hey, I respect your thoughts and I respect your mind, and I have mine, and we've been neutral with that one ever since. And I actually love some of the things he said, and some of the things I disagree with, but I respect his opinion. I respect his mind. You know, so yeah, is it 50K, $50 giveaway. Help me break these cycle, this chains I got on me. You guys who've been with me, you guys know that I've been losing subscribers since October. You guys know I've been losing subscribers since October. And in order for me to beat that curse, in other words, those shackles, I'm doing a giveaway. So, let somebody know about the giveaway. And what I'm gonna do is, when we hit 50K, I'm gonna go live, and I'm gonna do a $50 giveaway. And depending on how I feel, I might do a $100 giveaway. But it's $50 for right now. Salute. It's 504 cut. Thank y'all for locking in with me. And hey, drop a comment in the video when I get off, because these comments might not show up in the comment section when I get off. So drop a comment in the in the section of the video when I get off. They should show up, but they might not show up. You guys can, when I log off, you guys can check to see if y'all comments are up. If not, repost y'all thoughts, y'all feelings, and I'm gonna continue to rocking with y'all. I'm out. 504 cut.